Welcome back, everybody. On the previous episode, we scouted out the Mountain River map, and on this episode, we're going to get ready to run into there and deliver this first contract. It's 4 oil barrels to the service hub. We prepared for this on the timber episode when we brought 4 oil barrels from the drilling site. We drove across here, picked up that trailer, and brought it up to here to drop off to finish that final task. Now, before we run into Mountain River, there's one thing that I want to do. Let's unpack the cargo, and we're going to remove the oil barrels that are in our truck here because we found some upgrades, and I need to go back to the garage, put the final engine upgrade into this truck, and also we're going to switch the tires. So let's put in the Westline engine, finally. I'm looking forward to that for a long time. We're also going to install the high range gearbox. Yeah, high range gearbox. And put in our chain tires. Mountain River is pretty icy and it's mostly highway, so I would advise using the chain tires for this. Okay, now we'll run back up the road and go meet back up with our trailer, get loaded, and we'll head in there. Okay, we're back. We'll just top off on fuel as we're rolling through. I like to have a full tank, and then we'll get connected and load back up. Almost like we didn't even leave. Okay, let's head into Mountain River. Time to get this contract done. All right, we're here. First thing we'll do is just run up the road and get this stuff delivered. The service hub is right inside the map here. This corner gets a little bit ugly if you don't have chain tires near the drop off here. And this place will repair your truck just like the others that we have been to, the other service hubs. We've got that one done. Let's look at our contract list here. I'm gonna activate all of these because we're gonna kind of haul stuff around that we can drop off at different times here. The drill rig disassembly is another large trailer. We won't do that one yet. Mountain pipeline building, we'll activate that. More parts. Yep, we'll get them all activated. I'm just gonna hold off on drill rig disassembly. The first thing I think we can do is restoring the bridge. Requires a concrete slab and 2 service spare parts. Concrete slab we'll pick up will be at this warehouse. If we're gonna run over there, there's no reason to run over there empty. So there's another one, I believe it is called Mountain Maze. Yep, it requires 2 fuel, which we can pick up at the gas station along the way. So the first thing we'll do is head out, run over to this gas station and grab some fuel. Then we'll head back to the road and back down and drop that off. Let's do it. 2 fuel and 1 wooden plank. The wooden plank we're not going to be able to pick up right now. We'll just get that on another pass around. Basically, we're going to be making loops around the map, grabbing materials from wherever we're at and taking them to different spots to keep running the circle. For now, this is what we've got. Mostly I end up just driving in high gear quite a bit because it's slower than auto. It keeps us with a consistent torque range for a lot of these hills and keeps you from going too fast also. Right here is kind of difficult. You definitely don't want to go too fast when you go around this left corner. So I'm just going to use my brake as I'm pulling up to it. I'm going to leave the trailer here. There's no reason for me to pull that in here. We'll head up here. There's a muddy spot directly ahead. I try to stay to the right here. It definitely helps. Better get my all-wheel drive active here. All-wheel drive and auto seems to be my best friend with this gearbox. And we're already here. We'll get this stuff dropped off and then across the road, there's the environmental issue. We'll get that tracking. All we gotta do is pull this trailer out of here. So let's grab onto this. We can at least get it part of the way there, if not the whole way. So the strategy is kind of always evolving. You have a good idea of what you want to do, and then don't be afraid to adjust it each time you do it. Starting to get a little nasty here after I drove through here once. And this trailer is definitely not light. I don't have any weight in my truck, so I'm pulling a heavy trailer, but it's not going to stop us or anything. We also are losing a little bit of performance by using the chain tires instead of the off-roads. Northport is mostly all off-road, so that's why I don't even really use them there. Now that we've gotten back to the road, we'll just drop this trailer here for now. At least we have it out to where we can access it. we'll grab our flatbed trailer once again and run down to the warehouse, just down the hill. You can get going pretty fast with this gearbox going downhill, that's for sure. Gotta be careful, especially near in this corner. Just start sliding and drifting around it. Whoa. That's what I'm saying. You gotta be a little bit careful with that. Almost went up on 2 wheels there. We've reached our destination. Now, first thing we want to do is look on our contract list and see if there's anything we can pick up here that's going to help us. Okay, so we can load up the concrete slab here, and then since we're here and we have trailer space, we can also grab a couple of cement that we can take with us for the village delivery. And then this is that other trailer that I was talking about. I like to pull it out just a little bit so we don't have to swing right so far every time. But we'll get fueled up on that. Got some weight here. Once I get enough speed to get high gear engaged, we're pretty much golden. Just look at this truck taking off. The top engine and high range gearbox in the Fleet Star is like a magical combination. The truck is pretty light, so once it gets that extra engine torque, it does pretty well. I think we can grab this curtain side trailer as we're going by. There, I got it. Can't quite get it into high. I've got a pretty steep hill here. Now that we're at the top, we should be able to kick it back into high. Even though we have chain tires, it doesn't mean that we can't lose control. We still can for sure. And I'm going to leave the curtain side trailer here till we make a trip down that hill, because going to the left there is where that needs to be dropped off. Let's get back to the bridge task. We'll just go right around that pit. You can go through the pit if you want. It's not gonna stop you. It might damage you. The bridge is just up ahead. The broken bridge is a 2-part task. The next part will require 2 service spare parts. All we need to do is drop this off. We'll leave the trailer down there. We'll run back to the service hub and grab the service spare parts that we need. We'll detach that right there, just for now. Get this first part done. Turn this in. Stage complete. Let's head back up to the service hub. Get reloaded. So we're just gonna turn around, go up the hill, and we're here. We'll get loaded up and grab that service trailer to bring with us. All right, we're nearing the bridge. I'll unhook the service trailer here so we can pull it behind that other flatbed trailer. First thing we'll do is get the bridge built. There it is. I love the bridge cutscenes in this game. They're just so rewarding, so satisfying to watch, right? Excellent. There is a contract called Village Delivery that requires the 2 cement we picked up and also 2 consumables. So let's start tracking that. And to grab the consumables, we have to go right back to the service hub where we were just at. We can accomplish another task in the process. So I'll back up just a little bit further so I can turn around and head back towards the gateway here. And this is what I mean about being flexible with your strategy, because sometimes you just realize things as you're doing them. Oh yeah, let's do that. Let's do that with this. While we're going here, we might as well do this too, right? You know, just keep an open mind. Don't be too rigid about how you do it. That's difficult. So we activated this task right away when we first got into the region, scouting it. We'll track it, and I've found that it's a little bit easier if you just give it some fuel. We can either pull it straight forward up the road there and come around the service hub, or we could pull it straight backwards here, turn it around on the ice and take the highway down, or we can just back it up a little bit and pull it right here into the trees, the same way we took the Hummer when we came and activated this. So we'll get positioned, put a winch on it. Come here, man. Just get it cranking sideways there. I'm gonna pull it up closer to me so I can get it around this tree better. There we go. It's a little bit tight going around this first corner, but as long as you got the truck close to you, you should be able to keep it out of the trees without any issue. We're in the home stretch. Just run right through the trees, go to the left. We're back to the road. And the truck is running. It's repaired so it can drive itself. It's a pretty cool truck too, the Paystar 5070. You're not going to find that truck in the game. You have to purchase it. There are some upgrades for it here in Alaska. Mainly, I guess really the only real upgrade that you're going to find is the rear suspension. Actually, the race suspension really gets it up in the air. I mean, it doesn't even have it installed right now. Look how tall it is. So you can about imagine how much taller it gets. The downside to that is that it's going to become pretty unstable. I'm going to steal my fuel back out of it. Make sure I don't run out before I get to the next gas station. Now we can go back to village delivery and we'll grab the consumables. Now that we're loaded, we'll head back down to our convoy sitting at the bridge and grab all those trailers. We're gonna head up to the village. All right, we'll leave the service hub, hang a right on the road. We'll meet back up with our trailers. We're gonna cross the bridge and then we'll go up to the highway. This is all highway. All the way up by the gateway. And we'll take this back road in here to the village. And then after that, we're going to jump across to the working stiff track or task there. So that's our route. Pretty straightforward. Let's get it done. Okay, we're back. Get connected. We're doing just fine. Let's go. This little hill here is pretty slick. If you don't have chain tires installed, you can pull off to the right here going up the hill. This is like where you'd want to drive if you were running the off-road tires. We've got a gas station here off to the left. Definitely gonna grab some gas while we're here. On the road again. We're back to the White Valley Gateway. We still have yet to go through there. I'm not gonna go around that power line pole there. It makes it a little bit easier to just cut between the tree and the pole. This is a little mucky in here, but we'll probably have to use low and diff, all-wheel drive, all the above, just because of the amount of weight we're pulling through here. The Fleet Star, like I said before, it does not have real tall tires. I think they're 45-inch, which will get you through here without any issues. Just takes a little bit longer. And the chain tires, same thing, you know. The mud rating is not real high, but still getting it done. Now we're reaching the first Y in the road. We'll have to turn right. This corner is ending up a little wide, not by choice, so I'll do a 3-point turn. We got a big load coming in for the village. All right, we're here now. We can leave the service trailer on the road. We've got that accomplished. I'm gonna pull up here so I can detach the trailer and get turned around. These guys don't mind that I'm turning around in their yard. There we go. It's kind of out in the road, so I'm just gonna pull it backwards just a little ways so it's out of our way. All right, now I can grab the service trailer. We're gonna switch back to the working stiff task, which is right next to us. Only thing we have to do is repair and refuel the Cat. It already has fuel. The second part is to haul it to the sawmill. So if you repair it right away, the first part will be done, and then when you haul it to the sawmill, you don't have to worry about refueling it. If you decide to haul it down there because you didn't bring a service trailer, then it will burn fuel along the way. Okay, stage is complete. It will burn fuel along the way, so when you get there, you'll have to do both, repair and refuel. That's why I prefer to bring the service trailer with, so we can get that much of it done. Now, I'll leave this service trailer up here for now. A little bit later on, we'll probably pull it back out to the road so that we can use it. But I can only pull one trailer at a time if I'm gonna pull the Cat down the hill too. So something's gotta give, and that's what it'll be. We'll get the Cat started. It's not in all-wheel drive, but it does pretty good. It has some massive tires. I wanna say they're 71-inch or something like that. They're definitely big. If you put it in auto, it seems to drive itself a little better versus low. And I guess we'll have to use that winch to get it to move sometimes. I want to bring this trailer with, so we should be able to pull it out with the trailer. We're probably going to have to jump the winch from one side to the other a few times just to get around these winding spots. I'm holding Y down so it'll drive better. Like I said before, for some reason this Alaskan region has issues with pulling trucks. When you start the engine, they don't want to drive. They just want to sit there. Unless you hold Y down, then it forces them to drive. So if you're having issues with that, that's how you get around that, is you just hold down your winch button. We're back to the fork in the road. We're gonna take a left. We're just going out the same way we came in. I'm watching my truck so that I can make sure I'm not getting it hung up on any trees. This last section here is a little bit chonky. I'm gonna connect winch from the right side of my flatbed to the left front just to get it around those trees so it doesn't get hung up, and to make this corner a little bit better. And then once I'm out on the road, I'll get connected again a little farther ahead. All right, so you can see where we're at here. We started here at the working stiff. We followed this road out to the highway. Now all we got to do is come straight down the highway to the sawmill. Pretty straightforward. If you have chain tires, it's going to benefit you in this situation for sure. If you don't, you might want to take this path down. It's a little bit more twisty and turny, but at least it's not ice. So those are the two alternate routes that you can take to get to the bottom. But the chain tire option is definitely, in my opinion, better. You just have to make sure that you don't get going too fast here. It's a pretty mean looking truck, that Cat. Now we're at the bottom. We'll just go right around the corner, and all you got to do is drive it into the box and it's yours. There we go. Cat 745C now belongs to us. We do need to get some wood planks. So I could have grabbed them while we were driving through. I probably should have, but I didn't. So I'll just back the trailer up here, being careful, of course, and then we can check and see how many we need. All right, back to the contract list. Mountain Maze, we need 1 for that. We need 2 for the truck stop task that's up on the top of the hill. We've also unlocked lumber mill supplies. It looks like that's all we need, so let's grab 1, 2 for that, and 1 more on the trailer. I'm going to delete the one on the front, make sure that we're tracking the correct contract here. We'll go to the truck stop first on the top of the hill. So it looks like that. And I should be able to run up this hill without all-wheel drive for the most part, and just put it in high. Won't have any issues at all going up this hill. High gear seemed, like I said before, it works really good for hill climbing, especially in this situation. Wood is not a heavy cargo, so won't have any issues keeping the RPMs up. Just cruise right up the hill. Now we're at the gateway. We'll just spin around, turning right, going around the bend. Gotta slow down on these rocks though, or else I damage too much. Now, the Holtland Motel is what it said, also has a trailer store. So this is a good spot to reconfigure if you want to use a different trailer, or in our case, we can even get fuel here. I don't want to drop all of the wood off of my truck, and it takes 2 here. I want to detach the trailer, unpack my cargo, and then reattach, and then turn that one in from the trailer there. Now I can repack. I think I'm gonna drop this trailer off here by selling it back in. I'm gonna grab some fuel, and then we can sell that back. It's time to bring in a bigger truck with a low saddle trailer, so we're gonna bring the Royal over, but before we do, we'll get it upgraded. So now that we're here, we definitely want to take this back to the garage so we can put the bigger engine in it. And of course, we're going to want to get our chain tires. We'll take a shortcut back to the garage. It's a little bit treacherous. We're not going to take the rock path. We're going to go an even worse route, but it'll be okay. We'll get there. It's going to cut a lot of time off. So if you remember, we got an engine upgrade right here previously. We're going to go past that spot, follow the rocks along the edge. Just going to keep following the edge of the water, trying not to tip over. We're doing okay though. It's mostly rocky and it's not real deep here. Straight up ahead here, we'll end up going through the trees, and we'll be back right next to where we did the bags on ice task. There's some bushes and stuff to try to visually detour you from going through here, but it's not gonna work because we know the trick. We can drive right across all the top of all these trees. It's not hard at all. Saves a lot of time. The only reason I'm doing this is because I don't want to leave this trailer out there. So when we get to the garage, we're going to change out the tires. We'll put chain tires on. We're also going to put the 2700 engine in, the biggest engine. And we are also going to install the high range gearbox. And then that's when this truck is going to start shining a lot brighter. There we go. First thing is to get that 2700T in. I really do like that engine. I'm going to buy a high range gearbox for it. We don't have access to the raised suspension yet. We'll get that in Pedro Bay. I'm going to go all the way to the bottom of the tires list and grab the 47-inch all chains. Sell off the other ones. Sometimes I do forget to do that. Now we can head back out. Truck is already feeling better. Starting to get some engine sounds coming out of it now. It wants to run. Personally, I do think that this truck performs the best with the high range gearbox, especially since it does not have diff lock. The high range gearbox, if you use the high gear when you're going through mud, just leave the all-wheel drive on and it kind of just powers its way through. As you can see, cruise through that stuff pretty easily without any issue, and that was slowing us down before. Now we'll just run up the road and head into Mountain River. We're back into Mountain River. We're gonna take our busted truck, it's a lowrider now, and just run up to the service hub. And just like that, boom, our truck is repaired. Okay, consumables, we need 2. We're gonna head back across the bridge we built. Next stop will be the gas station, and we'll get ourselves 4 fuel. It'll be wonderful. Cruise through the bridge, right up the hill. Gotta watch these rocks, they'll damage you. I'm just gonna weave through the middle of them. Since we're here, we can top off on fuel. But before we do, I'll grab 1, 2, 3, unpack real quick. I'm gonna lift this consumable up and pull that up in the air. Make sure you get it up high enough so that it doesn't pack on the trailer again. We'll repack everything, load up that 4th fuel, and then put the consumable back down on top. You can leave your crane connected and drive that way if you want, if you're worried about it falling off. I'm not particularly worried about it falling off. They typically stay on pretty well, as long as you're not going super fast. Grab some fuel, and we'll head out of here. If it does fall off, I've got the crane. I can always stop and grab it. And just barely up the road is our turnoff back to the Holtland Motel. Weaving through the back road here, we made it. All right, let's get this stuff turned in. We'll have to repack that one. On Top of the World is complete. Okay, let's look at the contract list and see the mountain pipeline building. That's going to open this road right here and give us a better access to our loop around. So to complete that, we'll need 2 metal beams, which we can grab at this warehouse. 2 service spare parts are up on the top at the service hub. Medium pipes are at this warehouse, and small pipes, or wait a minute, metal beams are at this factory. Sorry, I apologize, I gave you wrong information. The small pipes and medium pipes are at this warehouse. So we're gonna have to go to that warehouse. On our way there, we can do more parts. It's just down the hill. We'll grab 4 drilling spare parts at this service site and just run them straight across to that warehouse. Okay, let's just get turned around. Easy enough. We'll head down the hill and pick up the 4 drilling spare parts. Now leaving the motel, we can take a left back towards the White Valley Gateway. We'll just go right up over the top, around the bend, and back down the super long, steep ice hill. No problem. Just gonna leave it in high all the way down the hill. We can just cut straight through the sawmill here, get a better angle so we don't have to take this trailer around this corner up ahead. And straight across the road, now we'll enter the warehouse over here, the loading zone, and you'll see that there is another super heavy long trailer with a rig on it and another service trailer. We will have to come and get that at some point. That's the one we're holding off on for the moment. Let's get loaded up with drilling spare parts. We need 4. Now we'll just follow the shoreline over there. So as soon as we leave, we can show you where we're at here. Pretty simple. We're just gonna come right down this back road, cut across, and then follow up through the trees and up to the warehouse here. So that's that. I'll get my all-wheel drive and turned on and just put it in high and let it go. Should cruise right through here. If you have it in high and you're going through mud, it will power through a lot of it, but if it starts to dig down, just kick it back to auto as quick as you can before it digs a hole. High gear in this will definitely dig a hole straight down. As soon as you get moving fast enough to have your RPMs up, you just want to put it right back in high. We'll take a left at the fork this time instead of going right. Takes us right into the warehouse over here. Perfect. Now we can drop this off. More parts complete. From here, we're going to jump back to the mountain pipeline building contract. This is going to open up that road in the middle right here. where there's a pipe fallen across the highway. So what we can get here is medium pipes and small pipes, and we'll get fueled up, topped off there. Now we'll just head back out of the warehouse, and as soon as you leave the warehouse, you just drive a little ways up the road. It's not far at all, and you're gonna see to the left there's a turnoff. It's not right there, it's a little bit further. It's before you get to the pipeline, so if you go under the pipeline, you have gone too far. Here it is right here. We're gonna go right through the trees, the back road. There's a swampy spot here, but if you stay to the left, it seems to be the best in my opinion. Now instead of following the road that goes down to the highway there, I usually cut into the trees here and take this snow, because then we don't have to try to make that sharp turn to the right coming out the bottom there with this trailer. It just puts you right in the drop off. Perfect. Okay, that's done. Now if we continue to the left and just go down the hill a little ways, you'll see that the metal beams are right here. We need 2 of those, so we can grab them and get loaded. 2 metal beams, and there's also a trailer store down here, which is convenient. There's 2 trailer stores in this map. Can't argue with that. We'll take the metal beams, turn around, we'll go right back up to the pipeline. Very close to where we're at. The only downside is we need service spare parts to complete this, and the service spare parts are up the hill on the other side of it. Looking to the left here, I think we can just drive right into the trees, and we should be able to cut across the pipeline down here just by sticking to the right. There's definitely plenty of height to get through here, that's not an issue. And then right on the other side of it, you'll see that there's the road that comes right back out to the top. So we just drove around that fallen pipeline so we could go grab the service spare parts at the top. Can't argue with that either. There's usually ways around all this stuff. If you kind of, zoom out with your camera so you can see things a little bit better, you should be able to find the direction that you need to go, And we're already back to the service hub. So this map, like I said, it's a small map. It's a central hub of hauling things around from one place to the next, and it goes pretty quickly. Now, the next thing on the list is going to be lumber mill supplies. We will need 4 service spare parts for that. So since we're here, let's load up. We've got 5 now. We need a 6th one. So let's grab 1 more. We'll get turned around. The Royal has a pretty decent turning radius compared to some of the other trucks. All right, now that we're turned around, we'll head straight back the way we came and right down the hill. Our drop-off zone is gonna be right at the bottom here. There it is. We've been promoted to rank 24. The pipeline is operational, so we've managed to get some things accomplished here. Unpack, repack. We're gonna go to lumber mill supplies. So let's push through these barricades, run down the hill to the lumber mill. We also need to bring 1 metal beam down there. So before we get going too far, we can swing in here and we'll grab a metal beam off the loading dock. There's no reason why we can't. Just get it right up on top of our service spare parts. It'll ride here. We're only going a little ways. Now we just drive down the road, get turned around, and then hang a left out of the factory, and the sawmill is right down the road. It's not far at all. Now we've reached the sawmill. Let's turn this stuff in. Repack the beams, turn those in. Mountain Maze, we still haven't delivered that 1 wooden plank. Let's jump into the Fleet Star, go back to Mountain Maze, and let's run up the road and just get this one done. I don't think there's any opportunity for us to make this more efficient at this point. So we'll just take it and go. Hopefully everybody's been able to follow along a little bit about where I'm at here. I know I haven't been showing on the map too much where everything is, but just get going in my head with the strategy we're working on, and then sometimes I lose track of actually slowing down enough to show people where we're going. So let's mark this one out just so everyone sees where we're at, where we've been, what we're doing. This is where we're going. I know it's been a little bit quick moving on everything, but I think everyone can follow along at this point. And like I said before, there's many ways to do all of this, not just one right way. My approaches have changed every single time I do it. I'm always trying to make it more streamlined, and sometimes it's not. So I'm pretty sure that no matter how you do it, it'll work. As long as you keep in mind that you're trying to multitask, you know? Haul more than one thing when you're going places. This is probably the least efficient trip we're taking on this entire map right now. We're running up the road all the way across the map with one piece of cargo, but that's okay. It's not a race, I guess, right? Sometimes it can feel like a race, especially when you have the high range in. Just following the road right past the fuel station here, back up the other side, and we'll take a right and head down the hill. Just after the pipeline, we can turn left again right into the, I guess, into the woods, right? Into the trees. This is that hill that you gotta be careful you don't go too fast on before you go around this corner. No wide vehicles. Do not follow SatNav, even though we're following SatNav. Just gonna cruise right. Oh, I hit a tree. Gonna cruise up on the right side here. There's some roots on the left and trees that'll get you stuck. Residential quiet zone. Please be respectful. All right, let's get that turned in. That one's done. What do we got left here? Lumber mill supplies is the last one. Let's get this. We've got 2 fuel and 1 small pipe. So from here, we'll head back to the road. Just turn around and go out the same way we came. We'll run down the hill here and grab 1 small pipes since we're close by at the warehouse down here on the bottom. I'm cruising. Gotta be careful, especially at the bottom here. Always start drifting. All right, let's grab the small pipes now that we're here. Perfect. Then we'll go back up to the top, grab some fuel out of you, cruise through the snow, put it in high, and then back to auto. High will get you moving quickly, and then once you kind of reach the top of your high gear, you can just jump back to auto. There's 8 gears in the high range gearbox versus 5 in the balanced and 4 in the off-road. So the highway driving actually is a little bit nicer when you have more gears, because yes, it does jump around from one gear to the next more. If you use your clutch button kind of constantly, it'll always pop it into the gear that's the best for the situation you're in. And when you have 8 of them, then that means that you have more options to be in a better gear than when you only have 4 or 5. Now we can swing into the gas station here, and I don't mind double stacking this because we're just taking highway down to the sawmill. So we'll have to load them from the loading zone. I'll pull ahead far enough to where only my back tires are in there, and we'll get loaded up. We're gonna grab this curtain side trailer and bring that with us because that drop off for that is also down the hill. We're a little top heavy, so you gotta be careful here. Taking my time down this hill. Once you go past the factory, there is a turnoff to the right here. That's the way we'll be taking to drop this curtain side trailer off, so I'm gonna disconnect it right there. Next time we come through here, we'll grab it and drop that off. Follow the road, cross the river, and we're almost to the sawmill. And there it is. We have reached our destination. As long as we don't tip over coming in here, we're just fine. Turn these in. Lumber mill supplies is complete. We have trucks all over the place here now. It's all right. I like having all these trucks. There's a couple tasks left. We have bricks in the river and environmental issue. We can get those completed. Let's go work on those. We'll get them done. We've finished the bulk of the contracts in Mountain Valley. It's a long way to the top. That's our logging contract that we'll be doing next. Drill rig disassembly and drilling equipment we're gonna leave until later. We've accomplished basically all of it in one session, and the tasks will be complete too. Once we get these last 2 tasks done, that'll be the end of those as well. All right, now we'll just drive right across the river. It's kind of treacherous here when you don't have any weight on your truck and you're pulling a heavy curtain side trailer, but we don't have to pull it far, so I'm not too concerned. As soon as we go under the pipe, instead of following the road, I'm just gonna turn left and take the snow because it's literally right here. Now that that's complete, we'll continue straight ahead. Last task is bricks in the river. The bricks are directly in front of us down in the river bottom. Once we get back to the road here, you can see there's a T that goes left and right and then goes straight across. Took a little damage there, but nothing too serious. I'm gonna go to the other side because the road that follows the shoreline here is a little bit easier to drive on than following the riverbed that's full of rocks. So we'll cruise up the road. The first brick is straight in front of us. We're gonna load all 3 of them up on the Fleet Star. This one we should be able to reach from the road. And then we'll leave this one for now because we need to turn around and come back anyways. So there's no reason to haul double stacked coming out of here. Might be a little unstable. We'll take the riverbed up until we can reach the final brick up here. Before I load it, I'm gonna get turned around. Probably not turned around, but more so just pointed in the direction that I want to leave. All right, so let's drive up a little ways, then we'll turn left and go back down this road. The final brick, all we gotta do is pull off to the left here on this ice, and we'll double stack that up on the top, back out of here and turn up the hill. All right, now we just gotta drive up to the top of this hill. This will be the final task, and I can grab some fuel here, and we'll get this turned in. Bricks in the river is complete. Okay, this is where we're gonna stop it. We completed basically all the contracts and tasks in Mountain River. It took an hour and a half in real time. So as you can see, Alaska is set up pretty efficiently. I like it. It definitely works good for me. And I'm just kind of enjoying showing you how I do it. Hopefully it helps you. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.